Hey everybody, we're doing a recap from today's call on the top action tips that you can do to be getting a great start to this month and what you should be focusing on at this level to be getting off to a great start and helping as many people as you can get healthy. I want to first and foremost say congratulations to all of you for being in this group and being big thinkers and being in action. Basically, what's so incredible about this is last month we grew over $1.2 million in Terry Miller's organization alone. And that's collectively because we're all doing the do together. Our systems are in step and we're getting a lot of people healthy. So I want to continue this. And what's awesome, if you guys are getting started on this, you guys are just going to continue to keep moving forward. I mean, we talked a little bit about what W-9s look like for a lot of people, what commission checks look like. And again, this is all because people are getting healthy. And if you stay focused on this action, that can grow very rapidly as you move to FIBC. So I want to say congratulations and continue to do all the work that adds up. You're changing lives and you're changing your life for the future. So I'm going to show you how we approach our month and what the best way is to figure out how to get into action in the first week. We created a little bit of a document so you can follow along and practice that now that you got your map set up, and just focus on where you should get your top leverage activities done and what the cadences are of our business that will help you do that. So when I sit down each month, and this is all questions in the same document that you'll fill out that'll help you figure out what you need, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with now that you practice this skill, is I sit down every single month and I always get myself in mission first. So before I even get started, I double check one. I remember that this is all about serving people, and I can't move forward in my business. I can't advance. I can't help other people advance if we're not moving people forward. So this is mission based, and I never forget that first and foremost. Then I make sure that I'm also in check on my health. Is there something I need to be doing on my health? I don't beat myself up. I don't need to be perfect. I don't do comparative reality, but am I just focused on moving forward in some capacity? And I'm making that a priority, because when I'm making that a priority, health is fun. My business is fun. Helping other people is fun. So these are just things that I do before I even sit down. Boom. Now that I've got that done and I've taken about 30 seconds, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, or whatever is needed on that, I'm good to go. So you've got your map, and you probably filled it out or you're working on filling it out. These are the 3 areas on how to approach your business and figure out where you need to be in action to start the cadence of your month in the first week. So we sit down and we want to ask ourselves, what does our business need? Frontline volume, team, and as we're moving towards FIBC. So what does my business need? And figure that out. Then also ask yourself, where would I grow? My goal is to grow 1 to 3 points this month, senior coach teams or frontline volume. Where is that going to come from? And another question that you can ask, that's the same thing, just another way to ask it is, and we used to say this was 15 to 20%, but honestly, this message and this thing that we're passing on is mostly focused at 6 to 7 point executive directors. So it's honestly very easy this time of year and how lockstep our systems for you to be growing a minimum of 30% every single month if you're focused on the right activities. Honestly, even more is possible. And this might be a little bit different for the people that have a little bit different, larger size business, but it might be in the same ranges. But just know that this is focused more on these 6, 7 point executive directors and where you can grow your business. So you want to ask yourself where you can grow 30% each month in a backwards way and a frontwards way. And this helps you be in a growth mindset. It's very easy and probably default to be in a management mindset. We hit 6,000 frontline volume, so we're going to try to hit 6,000 again. No, we want to punch through the board this month, and we want to get into action to do that, because if you have a growth mindset, your business will follow that growth mindset. And the last thing you have to do is figure this out, is you got to get into action. That's the first and foremost. Action feels good. It makes lives that are around you that are being changed. It just feels good to be in action. So this is the recipe for success. I'm going to go over how you do this. So now that you're looking at your business and what your business needs, this is the way you want to do it. There's a few different ways. So you want to, 1, go hold your map out like this far away from you, like this, and look at it. And wherever there's white space, that's where you want to focus your attention on. If you're got a lot of white space up in that client box category, we're going to focus on creating clients. We want you running higher frontline volume. What's right for you might be a little bit different than what's right for others, but a strong 7,000 and above and more than that. We want to, if you're boxes for senior coach legs your teams of senior coaches are empty. We want to focus energy on three-way phone calls and getting that done. If your candidates are sparse, if your coach candidates are sparse, we want to focus on getting energy to focus on that. That's going to help you know where to focus your time. But the other question, and it's also a box in the top very right or top left-hand corner, is what is it going to take for you to move to FIBC? So is it, do you need more frontline volume points? Do you need more senior coach team points? Whatever it is, what's right for you, we want to help you take action on. That's going to show you where to spend your time on this. The other question is, how are you going to grow this month? So one question is, how am I going to grow 1 to 3 points? Am I going to do it by growing in 1,200 increments of frontline volume, or am I going to move senior coach teams forward, or bring on new coaches and move senior coach teams forward? That's one way to ask it. But another way to ask it is, how am I going to grow 30% this month? And you can look at it backwards and forwards. And I'm going to give you an example on how to do this. And it's the same example, but backwards. For the other example of how to do it is, let's say you're at a business right now where you have 10,000 group volume. Let's say you have 6,000 and change in frontline volume. You got a coach on your team that's not really engaged. They kick in for a little bit because you haven't been able to get them engaged. But let's say you also have a coach that just came on the scene. They hit senior coach last month, and all of this together adds up to about 10,000 frontline volume. This is a very easy place where probably a few people of you, or a lot of you, are above this, but this gives you really good numbers. How am I going to grow 30% and 3 points this month? Well, I'm running 6,000 frontline volume. I could definitely increase that, and I want to, because I want to increase my health coach funnel. I want to get that rock and roll. I want to increase my income. I want to help more people get healthy, and I want to increase the amount of coach potentials in there that come along with it. So you're going to focus on growing your frontline volume there. And by the way, I didn't do the math on this. So 30% of 10,000 is just $3,000. So how are we going to determine and focus on creating $3,000 of growth in your business, in your group volume? So frontline volume is part of our group volume. So we focus on bringing our frontline volume up, and we just say, wow, I want to bring on my next 5-6 clients. That's easily another, more than 1,000 in frontline volume right there alone. So perfect. I'm going to account for at least 1,000 of that 3,000 in growth. That new coach that just came on the scene, I'm going to touch base with them and my support team. We're going to lay out a plan. We're going to help them bring on their next few clients and keep them in a growth mindset as well. Maybe help them sponsor their first coach, but definitely help keep them moving. So there's another 1,000 there. And let's say your goal is to bring on 2 coaches, but let's just say conservatively, because I love conservative numbers, but then I love to go blow those conservative numbers out of the water, is what if we just sponsor 1 coach this month? We're going to help them reach senior coach right off the bat, because that's what we do with people. There's at least another $1,000 on the low side, because $1,500 is what it takes to be senior coach. And I'm saying this as you help them get 3 full ordering entities. Obviously, we know from what we learned this last week is 12,000 group volume and 5 ordering entities is a senior coach. So there's 30% right there alone, and it's all the things you want to do anyways. It's what serves more people. It's what serves the flow of your business, and it's what serves people moving forward in your business. The other way to check that is also backwards math. If I just help people do what they want to do, what would happen? So same thing goes. Your coach wants to move forward. So maybe if you even help them get to where they want to go, which is associate director, there's 2,000. And then let's say you even help 6 clients this month. There's another 2,000. Maybe you sponsor 2 coaches and you both help them get to senior coach. That's another 3,000 right there. So if you do it the other way, you can also see that 60% growth is possible if you get to the action that's going to drive people getting healthy and move people forward in this mission. So that's how you want to figure it out, and that'll show you where to jump right in to action in your business. So the other way you want to look at this is, who am I working with on my team? Okay, I've taken care of my frontline volume. That's all set. I know how many clients I'm going to bring on. So let's say you have a group of team members that you have. And this is the way you want to think about this. This is a Terry Miller. If I said you could only work with 2 people in a month, who would you choose that you're going to grow with, spend time with, and pass on competencies? You'll probably work with more, but I want you to think about who should get your time like this. And it's not going to be a boss type thing, like you got to do this now. It's who would you be the most excited to spend your time with? And that's going to show you who you're going to move forward with. You should be connecting with at least 2 of your team members that you feel are the most confident, at the very least, and grabbing your support team, getting connected with them. If you already haven't done so, do it in the next day or so, and help them make a plan to move forward this month and have a growth mindset. Let's get them those wins. So that would be one thing to be doing to help grow your team. And the other thing is, let's say everyone's kind of they're happy with where they're at. They're not ready to move forward. Most people want to move forward, mind you, so I'm going to give a little disclaimer to that. But let's just say maybe you don't have that many coaches on your team, or you don't have two that want to move forward. Well, then you're going to know, just like we talked about on your map, that three-way phone calls, client celebration calls, exploring health coaching and just being bold and inviting people to learn more, that's where your action is going to be with your support team this month. So either way, get into action with acquiring clients, get into action with getting on the phone with your support team and setting up those calls this first week. If you work the first week of the month the same way you work the last week of the month, your business will grow leaps and bounds over what you think is possible, because you will have that growth mindset and be applying the right action. So hopefully this is helpful for you. I look forward to seeing people fill out this form and seeing what they want to focus on and getting right into action on this right away. So link arms with your support team. And I can't stress this enough. If you have people on your team that you want to move forward, grab them, grab a couple times that work for them, and get connected with your support team. They want to help you map out this month. So let's help our teams move forward that we're working with, and let's bring on 5 legs of business that are moving forward as we move our frontline volume to be very solid. This business is very simple if you focus on the high leverage activities. So with that being said, last thing I want to say is happy filling out this form. Hopefully it provides some clarity, and the better you get at approaching your month like this, the more people you will help. So thanks for being a part of this group, and thank you for all you guys do. It's so fun that we get to do this together.